I want to tell a story, and I want to explain why we need to do this. And it's a different story than Representative Soroy told, and some of you have heard this story before. This is where I got passionate about this bill. In 2017, we had Hurricane Irma. And if you ask a meteorologist how long Hurricane Irma lasted, you'd be told it lasted 3 days. Well, in Brevard County, it lasted for 35 days. Because for 35 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, our local government opened the spigot and released raw sewage into the Indian River Lagoon. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 22 million gallons in total. Now, as if that's not bad enough, we're talking about prioritization. While that spill was going on, our county commission had a meeting, and they could have done a split screen. One of these news reporters could have done a split screen where on the right-hand side of the screen they could have showed the pipe with the sewage spilling out, and on the left-hand side of the screen they could have showed the county commission voting to spend $14.5 million. Now, did they spend $14.5 million making sure that problem never happened again? No. Here's what they spent it on. They spent $7 million to build a new basketball arena that no one needs in Titusville, Florida. They spent $5 million to put in AstroTurf on a number of fields to support a private business. They spent $1.7 million to build a new RV park, which if it was a good idea, a private business would have done. They spent $500,000 to buy antiques for a museum commemorating the careers of lighthouse employees, because that's a museum you're going to want to take your kids to. And then lastly, they spent $200,000. It's the least amount of money, but it's the most outrageous. They spent $200,000 to build a new kayak ramp a quarter mile away from where the 22 million gallons of raw sewage were put into the lagoon. Because I guess someone thought sewage tourism would be a new and growing field here in Florida. Now, why do they do this? Why? Because when you replace a pipe, no one cares. No one cares. But when you open a new RV park, you get to have a groundbreaking, and they give you a cool little hat, and you get a golden shovel, and the newspaper comes out, and everybody tells you how important you are. And you get to do that when you open a basketball arena, and you put out AstroTurf. No one holds a press conference. No one does a groundbreaking when you fix pipes. So 22 million gallons, $14.5 million wasted. What do you believe in the 18 months since that 22 million gallon spill, my county has done beyond what the DEP mandated at the time of the spill? What have they done to make sure that it never happens again? Representative Soroy should have given you a hint when he talked about this other spill. The answer is nothing. Nothing. So we have to make them. We have to change how they think about this. We have to say, this is not acceptable. If you want home rule, then rule. If you want to run these municipality sewage systems, then you better do it, and you better do it right. And you better learn that AstroTurf is less important than making sure you're not putting sewage in the water. I'm angry, you can probably tell, because I have little kids, you do too. And I don't like to live in a world where I can't let my kids go water skiing, I can't let them go swimming, where in our county we believe you're insane if you eat a fish that comes out of the Indian River Lagoon. And we're not alone. That problem happens all over the state. So we need to pass this bill not only because it's good policy, but we need to send a message that we're not going to put up with this anymore. I gave you a 10-year number, and I will tell you in my county, the problem's not getting better, it's getting worse. So with that, I would appreciate your favorable support. Let's go, and let's actually go and fix some of these water problems in the state this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Fine. With that strong close, Victoria, please call the roll.